What's going on, traders? Hope everybody had a good trading day. I wanted to do a recap of the S&P 500 here for you. Wednesday, February 15th, and we'll try to map out some projections for tomorrow, Thursday, the 16th, depending on when you are watching this video. But all right, so we'll take a look at the daily here, of course, always, and we will look at a few things, and then we'll get into today's price action. Now, of course, we've been watching this flag, nice breakout above here, but we have to be careful. This could still be a fake breakout. Yesterday we were talking about moving higher. We pretty much closed on this trend and then pushed up, chopped around, broke down below it a little bit, but this still could be a fake break. So that is something I'm watching, for a potentiality. We could come back again. Actually, I've got to extend this line, but we could come back again in the next sessions and retest this line again before making another move. The Momo on the daily here, overbought, oversold indicator, starting to cool down. We were talking about this needing to cool off a bit, and it has, but still, it's not giving us that much room for more upside, at least, just based on this. Now, again, of course, we're not basing trades just on this indicator alone. That is foolish, but definitely something I wanted to note here, that even if we do come up higher, we're gonna get back into this oversold area. Now, of course, it can stay oversold, but that's something we want to keep an eye on to see what happens here. Starting to curl up a little bit, but I think coming down to at least the zero line would be a little bit healthy to give us more fuel to move higher. Volume over the last couple of days, pretty light, I would have to say. You can see here we're not really getting over the 30-day average. Been pretty light, so nothing really to report there. Not the big volume like we've seen on some of these other days. Even here back at the end of the year. So the other thing I wanted to point out, there we go, is I wanted to take a look at some sell side order blocks here, some seller liquidity. Let me get this up for you guys. And this is another reason why I wanted us just to take a little bit of caution. Now, of course, I had mentioned still bullish overall for right now. But I did want to mention, look at all this seller liquidity. We're still stuck in here. Now, I see some buy side starting to come in. So that's worth noting, and that's good. And of course, we have all this down here at 406.60 all the way down to, come on cursor, all the way down to 403.67. So even if we came down in here, this would be another potential pickup still on this flag. But at that point too, we just have to play this range in the flag. Either way, I really want to see if we can break over this order block. This says here 414.88, but really 415 for me. And even this top side wick, I would like to see over that before getting a little bit more optimistic here. Now, we did talk about that gap up above, which I'm still looking at, and if we can break through here, if we can get through here, I'm definitely still targeting for at least a somewhat short-term long target. If I was swinging, which I am not, but I'm just giving you guys what I think. Coming up into this order block here, we got 419.40 to about 420. So I think that this is a good potential target. that if we break over and continue, that we would be heading for. If we do break over, look for the gap to fill right here as well. We were talking about that. The total gap filler would be 422, basically 422 and 3 cents. So what we could see on that breakout day, if we get there, that maybe we get a little bit above and do a fake break and then come back down. But either way, still nice uptrend, flag breakout. Just wanted to point out this liquidity and of course the Momo. So those are two things that I definitely think are worth noting as far as things that could get in the way of the bullish case. Of course, there are a lot of macro reasons to be bearish, but as traders, our job really is play the chart, and macro events like we were talking about in the CPI video, those take a long time to play out. If I had to guess, throwing something out there, maybe we could say April or somewhere in the third quarter. Long shot, prediction that we really see some selling. I'm not sure. My job as a trader, our jobs, is to react to price action, not so much predicting. Of course, I'm giving projections and thoughts and targets, sure, but take it, of course, with a grain of salt, because I know that if we get over certain levels or we break under certain levels, I'm going to react to price in that way. I'm not going to be trying to do too much anticipating. Leave the forecasting to the weathermen and people or whatever. That's not our job. So I just wanted to say that. Let's get into today's price action. And I'll throw up something a little bit different for you here. It was a real shame. I kind of messed this trade up. I wasn't looking at this chart at the time as we sold off, and we came right into the bottom of this bullish order block here, and we had mentioned in some of the other videos. Again, I mentioned on Twitter this 409.55 level of demand, which is important, and like I said, I've mentioned it a few times. For a break under, you saw what happened when we broke under. We didn't have quite a super long super sell-off, but we came down into this area, and when I saw again coming in, even if you want to say that higher low from yesterday's lows, bulls came back in, pushed it up. I got long. I waited till about 1. Yeah, I got long here. As we came in and retested this trend line again, I initiated a position in MES, and I got some SPY calls, and we played it up into this area here, this bearish, this sell side liquidity, and I got stopped out. I kind of messed up that trade personally. I was a little upset with how I handled that trade. We came right in and rocketed it up, and I was looking for that big push to that 414 area today, but I really dropped the ball on that, and you could even see how we were just coming in. At this time the price was here, but we were just right. We just came into the trend line too, the intraday trend line, so I messed up on that one, but that's fine. We still got a nice piece of the move here. I had no problem waiting either way, because in the morning, where do I want to go? Because in the morning we really did have some choppy kind of a choppy range. There wasn't too much to do here. This, like I said earlier, this trade really ticked me off that I missed it in retrospect. That level, I had it. I don't have it on this chart for you guys, but I have it on many others. And besides the order, the bullish order blocks I had there, was another obvious buy. But Could have gotten that. Either way, I know how to. I've done some things here to change my setup a little bit, so I'll be able to recognize that a little bit easier. Either way, I wasn't too interested in trading this range. I mean, from all the data we had, if I was just going on the naked chart, really we were just trading in this range here. And like I say, I don't like to diddle in the middle. A lot of fake. Look at this, up, down, up, down. I mean, that's not really a situation where you want to be getting too involved. For me, I would be much more comfortable doing technically what I did, waiting for the range to break, and then once it broke, you can see here, once it broke, we did have a nice reaction. Then we hit that sell, those sellers came back down into this consolidation area, the range. But once we got back over that trend line of the bull flag, okay, now I have a reason to initiate a trade that I felt comfortable with, and we did. And yeah, you can see, we got a nice move. I think it was about 36% on calls one day out, and this was about it was 10, maybe 10 or 15 points, something like that on MES. I don't remember. I have to look. But either way, that's fine. I didn't get the total move that I wanted all the way up here, but like I've said in previous videos, our job really, we're never going to capture the entire move, and there's nothing wrong with that. As long as we get a piece of the pie, then we're good. And we're happy. After this, I didn't do too much. I just kind of watched and let the market play out into power hour, and yeah, I have no problem with that. For me, again, look, we're only up basically flat. So I mean, if you wanted to take the range and do this, you still basically can. Oh, son of a. Sorry, guys. You basically can. What is that? 409, 413. Sure, that's at the end of the day. I'll go. But even if you just still wanted to say this, it was a range day. We didn't close that much higher than we have been for the last few days, or much lower. So, it's really not where you want to get too involved over trading. You'll kill yourself in this choppy here. I mean, that move was kind of easy to catch, but you'll kill yourself in that range, and it's not worth it. I mean, we could do this too. I'm not going to take that liquidity grab, but we could even do this if you want to talk about a range. And sure, that's very tradable. 408 to 415. That's still great. I mean, over the last 2 days, I've been having kind of fun, to be honest. The last couple of days trading, I haven't really had too much of a problem personally, but just as context here, it's still up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. A lot of fake outs and stuff like that. So obviously we had CPI. Here, but this is definitely something to keep on. If you're a type of a swing trader, short-term swings, stuff like that, having this mapped out and just playing back and forth, ping pong, boom, 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 and that's, like I said, that's very tradable. I mean, that's 9. That's a pretty good range. So, all right, so let's look at tomorrow. What could we possibly see? Well, first thing I'm noticing here, we are outside of value. What I would think could be a potentiality. Maybe we come out to fill out the rest of this profile. Maybe tomorrow we run for the morning into maybe lunch, and then hit the top of the profile and come back down. We might retest this value area high, and if we break it, certainly we'll sell off down, probably looking for that volume point of control here. So that would be my prediction for tomorrow, that we get a run, some continuation off of here and come down. The only thing that would make me suspect maybe that's not going to happen, still we're a little bit oversold coming down out of it here. So I'm not sure. This is telling me we could potentially start to sell a bit. And let's just take a look at the 4 hour. Yeah, so here too on the 4 hour, and I think we were talking about this in the last video. I didn't watch it. I should watch those beforehand to see what I predicted. But I think I was talking about coming up and touch this value area high here around 415. I'm not 100% sure, but it's vaguely I vaguely remember that. Anyway, so we'll see. Here we're in a tricky spot. I'm not so sure that we're gonna pop over this. It's possible, and then again, maybe we get some kind of crazy squeeze. If we can get over these CPI highs here, we'll probably fill out the rest of this profile. So I would say, if we get over 416, 50, 65, maybe, we'd have to consider that 417 for sure. But if we can get over that little area, so I think 416, 70, 417, watch us to fill out the rest of this profile and try to retest these highs here around 418. Then we might sell. Then we might see some selling again. Here we've got a nice little 4 hour cross. 4 hour cross on the short-term moving averages. But with us being right at this area, I'm not so sure. So another scenario is that we don't rally in the morning. We could sell back down, maybe retest this 20, this 9. Personally, I wouldn't be too interested in buying that, because what am I going to trade it back to the value area high here for $2? I mean, sure, maybe, but yeah, I'm not that interested. I'd be more interested if we come back into 412 for sure, because then I've got more range, better risk to reward to the upside. If that 412 whole number certainly breaks, probably look for that volume point of control again around 410. What is this? 86. If that breaks, look for 410. If we break that 409.55, like I mentioned, look at this gap here. This is something I'm definitely going to keep an eye on. Again, as a potential short target. I think, well, it is a bit smaller, but this was in that same area that we were talking about a little while ago. And was that Wednesday? The Wednesday highs? Yeah, with this market too, I mean, it's been so up and down and wild. I could definitely see us if that area breaks again, especially if the trend line breaks. And you can see here, depending on, and I'm going to extend this, but depending on what day we come into, if we do come into retest this bull flag trend line, it has a nice confluence with the, if it happens tomorrow, for sure, nice confluence with the volume point of control. So if by chance, and I mean, it's not that far, it's $4. I mean, it's totally possible, seen with these swings in the market. If that breaks, oh yeah, this is definitely something where I'd be like, okay, we're going to short this down and see, maybe we can retest those lows of that 409.50 area, 40. We break that, then we get some more downside. And then that would kind of suck because, Not only because I'm, still a little bit long biased, but I've got plans for obviously mapping out plans for every scenario. But then we're just going to be back in this flag, and ping ponging around. And sure, we could trade it, but that's kind of annoying. It's obviously it's more fun to play a nice breakout market. 4 hour here, not completely overbought. Oh wow, this video has been long. I've been rambling too long here because it's late. 4 hour, not completely overbought, so still room there. Hourly, we've already gone over that, a little hot. I gotta close it up. It's getting late. Long video. We're still below 20 on VIX. We broke that 1850, so that's good. Other than that, I need to get some rest. Hope you enjoyed the video. Have a good one.